The lights are off and away they go.
Extremely loose. He's managed to hold on and they get
He
very
missed
close.
the complete. That is crazy
Side by
stuff.
side, Freitas is on the grass on the infield for 4. He slides through, he tags Richard Eck.
They hail from around the globe, and though separated by oceans, they gather in the virtual world for reasons as varied as their locales. Whether it's a defending champion looking to retain his title, a new and eager hopeful striving for recognition, or a legend prepared to recapture past glory, in the end, the one goal they all share is to win. But when naming a victor, only one driver's name can be etched into the record books. You're watching the Tidal Influence MX-5 World Tour!
From the Isle of Great Britain, this is the Global Sim Racing Channel's Live As It Happens coverage of the MX-5 World Tours Round 10, the Swift penultimate event, brought to you by the good folks at Tidal Influence. In about 15 minutes, the green flag will wave here at Brands Hatch, and more than 20 brightly colored MX-5 machines will stampede their way into the Paddock Hill Bend. This is the final regular season event before the much anticipated double distance, double points grand finale next week at Bathurst. In the previous race at Road Atlanta, the Speedmaster Jan Koemans posted his third win of the season and his 40th of his MX-5 World Tour career. But real-world obligations are expected to keep the three-time champion away from the final two events, so our attention falls on Dr. Ramjet Amjad Yaman and the Buckeye Bullet Deuce Allen. They positioned themselves second and third in the standings, and with the legitimate hope of stealing the championship away from Koemans. All the while, the Slovene machine rookie Patrick Fliss continues his dream of rewriting the record books by becoming the first driver to complete a perfect Ironman campaign. These storylines and many more will play out in the next hour when the checkered flag falls in Kent, England. Hello everyone, and welcome to another GSRC broadcast. I'm your host, Bill Soups On. Helping me call the action is the best thing to hail from Australia since men at work, Richard Losper. Turning the knobs and pushing the sliders is the hardest working man in sim racing broadcasting, Joe Peak. And at his disposal will be the camera locations provided by the Ansel Adams of iRacing, Dougie Beard. We've talked about the point race in the opening there. Let's actually bring up the graphics to see exactly where the drivers stand. Now, you know, my dad was a great sim racer when sim racing involved rolling the dice and moving a pewter race car around the game board there. And he taught me that the road to a sim racing championship was a hard road to trod. T-R-O-D, trod, meaning a championship needed talent, resilience, opportunity, and dedication. Jan Koemans sits at the top of the chart, but because he won't have the opportunity to race, his championship is in doubt. Yaman and Allen have T-R-O and D, and therefore are the drivers to watch. Sonny Ketchen had trouble with resilience after several incidents on the track and is expected to fall in the standings. We talked about Fliss earlier, while Dexter Castro is having the best season of his career. There's no shortage of talent or resilience for Airfare O'Fray, Evan Maillard, Richard Eklund, or Marco Mogren. It's a lack of opportunity or dedication that keeps those drivers out of the championship discussion. But before we delve deeper into the personalities behind the wheel, let me turn the mic over to my MX-5 expert, Richard Losper, to talk about the track that will be under the wheels. Richard, 50, count them, 50 laps, a restricted fuel cell that will require one pit stop, and a you break it, you bought it, no fast repair rule, all takes place on this short configuration that is Brands Hatch.
Yes, hi Bill, and a very good evening or afternoon wherever you may be and watching this broadcast. Well, let's have a look at Brands Hatch. Now, Brands Hatch, one of my absolute favorite tracks, is quite a long track, but this is the short version. It's called Brands Hatch Indy, and a large part, in fact, most of the track has been eliminated for this layout. And we have ourselves now a course which is one of the shortest courses on iRacing at about 53, 54 seconds to complete a lap. That is shorter than even Lime Rock Park, I believe. So very, very short track. Still has the famous turn 1, which goes downhill, dives downhill there. That's still there. Still has the famous Druid's hairpin. And of course the turn 3 where you can go really wide. But as you would normally go up the hill at turn 4, that has eliminated. Now you cross over in a long loop and get back onto the front straight again. Only 6 turns. The track is only 1.198 miles long, Bill, or 1.928 kilometers, 6 turns. And I want to tell you, it is a lot of fun. I absolutely love this track. I think I have my personal record. I've had the most wins at this track of any track. But I digress. Let's have a look at a lap guide and see what it takes to get around this track, all 53 seconds of it.
All right, Giancarlo Lenzi is behind the wheel of the GSRC MX-5, so let's do a lap around the Indy layout of Brands Hatch. Turn 1 and immediately the track disappears out from under you. But just when you think the car will never grip, you get to the bottom of the hill and you've got grip galore. From there, Druids approaches fast, and if you're close, sometimes you can sneak a pass in. Square off this corner and set yourself up to plunge back down towards Graham Hill Bend. There's a lot of runoff here that's fair game, so you see guys using every inch of it to gain as much time as they can on this short lap. Then you've got to set up for the tricky turn 4 chicane. Here, instead of taking Surtees up to the left, we chop off the entire back section of the track and head straight for Clark. That little crest is even trickier with it being a 180-degree bend now. But setting yourself up for the exit is the important thing, since the front stretch is now your longest acceleration zone. But after a mere 55 seconds and only one left-hander, that is a lap around Brands Hatch.
If a driver can just do that, they should be able to turn a good lap time. And speaking of good times, it's time for the segment called Mountaintop Cabin Rentals Keys to a Good Time. A chance to let viewers hear from drivers that don't typically get interviewed because they usually don't make the podium. Hopefully we can get Brian Cartier to talk with us right now from behind the wheel of his machine. Brian, what's it going to take for you in that battery tender car to have a good time today?
I think today it's going to all be about saving your tires.
How is the temperature causing an issue out there for you? What's it feel like?
Pretty grippy out there today, Soup.
That'll use it up. Richard, do you have a question for Brian there?
Yeah, Brian, hi. This is Richard. You don't have to be that brief, mate. You can put together more than 3 words. I see the track here partly cloudy, 21 degrees. That track side, it's about 36 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about 97 degrees in the Fahrenheit. So, yep, looks like it is. There's a lot of grip there. But what I wanted to ask you, just look at all the guys in front of you. Tough going out there, hey?
I'm sorry, Richard. My spotter spoke over you.
Okay, Bill, this is not
that's okay.
not going
Brian,
that well.
What do you think about traffic? Where do you look to be able to get out of the way and get around guys here?
I think it's I think the weather's going to be a factor. I think tire wear is going to be a huge factor. I just want to, if I finish 10th place mid-pack, I'm going to be happy today.
All right, there you go. Give us a little wiggle before we leave you. Brian Cartier, nice job. There's a wiggle. Thank you, Brian. We'll move you out of the sim now so you don't have to hear us talk the whole time. Let's move you out of here. There we go. We've had races sometimes where we've interviewed people, Richard, and we forgot to move them out, and they had to listen to the broadcast the whole time.
Yeah, that's correct. Anyway, we let's get back to the action here. So qualifying is still going on. Looks like there might be about 5 minutes of qualifying left. So,
well, actually, they're at practice right now. They're warming up because qualifying's done during the week. So maybe we can go ahead while we have time. We can go ahead and run the grid down right now, Director. If we can bring those up. and we'll talk about the 22-23 drivers that are here. Now, looking at the screen right now, look who's on the pole. That's right, it's Daniel Kent from Kansas. Somebody you don't see very often. Now, he's your 6th fastest qualifier. As long as you qualify in the quick 6, they regrid you based on your standing, inverse gridding, based on how you've been doing this season. So, Daniel Kent's farthest down the standings here, so it's nice to see him on the pole. He's going to be heading him in to Paddock Hill Bend there, that right-hander. Now, right next to him is this rookie that we've only seen. You'll see right there he has 1 start under his belt. This is his 2nd start today, and that's Michael Avancino. Did really well in his first appearance last week at Road Atlanta. In row 2 on the inside, it's Dexter Castro. There you see Dexter in that in the 49 Motorsports machine. And outside of Dexter Castro is going to be Patrick Fliss. Then inside of row 3 is John Dusallen. Now, they don't have the qualifying times up there because actually, I guess because they qualified under a minute, the computer didn't figure out how to do that. Qualifying is so fast here, 53, 54-second laps. They're going to be turning them in less than a minute. 50 laps they have to do today. Outside of row 3, Amjad Yaman. Now, remember, Allen and Yaman those are the 2 guys who are in the championship hunt trying to run down Koemans. Let's go ahead, Richard, and look at spots 7 through 14.
Certainly, sir. And in 7th position is Eric Garcia. He's been with the series a long time. Then we have in 8th position Travis Schwenke, who did so well, I believe it was at Phillip Island, and the other day did quite well at Road Atlanta. Then we have Derek Holland, and Geordie Fike brings up the 10th position. Benjamin Lanowet, who has been with the series virtually since its inception, he is in 11th position. Joseph Aero, another long-time regular, in 12th position. Brian Cardier, who we spoke to just earlier, is in 13th place. And then William Billy Bob Wright in 14th place.
Going to the next set, some interesting qualifying times there. As you see, as Billy Bob Wright took 5 minutes to qualify. Clearly some mistakes going on with the timing and scoring on this one here. Looking at the inside now of row 8. Now here's Michael Wright, also from Florida with Billy Bob Wright. I don't believe they were related, but a pair of Wrights out there today. We call them the Wright brothers. Outside of row 8 is Benjamin Nelson from Alabama. Inside of row 9 is Peter Balassa. I got that one right today. Has 6 starts under his belt, currently 31st in the standings. Tuan Tran, a rookie that we know from the Absolute Beginner League, he's making his 2nd start. He has 1 start under his belt today, making his 2nd start today. We wish him the best of luck, currently way down in the standings because of a late start in the season. Going to row 10, Jeroen Ursum. We're not sure if Jeroen's going to be here today. He said he might have to miss. Hopefully he can get in here. In the outside of row 10 is Andre Hedgeheim. Now, he had to wait, did not qualify, so he asked for a grid spot. The driver from Norway. We go down into row 11, Carlos Torres from Colombia. You see him there in that beautiful brown Cafe de Colombia car, as we see him making that left-hander. Trip Smith in the 22nd position on the outside of row 2, sitting in there in the LLB car, the Moose Mobile. You can see the Moose right on the hunt there, right on the hood. And then one driver that's not on the charts, let's see if he's still out there, is we saw an appearance from Brad Wooten. I'm not sure if he's actually going to race with us today. Let me see if I can bring... Yes, there he is, Brad Wooten. Going to start from the very back. He's very fast, Richard. It'll be fun to watch him make his way through the field here.
Yeah, and, there's only about a minute or so before the race starts. Remember, they have to complete a pit stop in this race, even though, we're talking 55 laps here. The track is that short that the laps will be flying by. Brad's going to be fast. Michael Avancino's fast. Dexter Castro's fast. Patrick Fliss is fast. John Allen's fast. Whole heap of fast guys here. Brad Wooten currently in about 5th position in the practice here. So he will have to hustle to get up near the front there, seeing as how he'll be starting from way, way back once again with the guys who did not qualify. So, going to be a very interesting race, Bill, as we see the clock winding down now to the start of this race. I am very excited about this. They are gridding up already. So over to you, Bill, to call the start of this race. Going to be a good one.
Now, we talked about it before, that the weather is a little bit cool here. You heard that You heard Brian Cartier talk about it, that the tires are going to be used up. We have 50 laps a day. They will be making a pit stop. It's going to be about a 45-minute race, but it's not timed. It's all based on lap times. Keep an eye on that car on the pole position there in the Finding Dory machine, that beautiful blue machine. That's Daniel Kent on the pole. The lights are up right now. You can hear the engines revving. They start to harmonize. 23 cars harmonizing, and they're off. Kent with a pretty good start, making a look on the outside. In the second position is the rookie, Michael Avancino. It looks like they're going to hold position as they go through turn 1. Keep an eye on Dexter Castro in that inside of row 3. He got the car on the curbs and lost momentum. He's going to drop back to 4th position, giving 3rd position to Patrick Fliss. Patrick being very careful as they go around the hairpin. Now it's side by side. Fliss and Castro side by side. Looks like Fliss is going to get the momentum. Meanwhile, a pass for the lead. Kent on the outside, side by side for the lead. It's Kent and Avancino. Kent with momentum. They come up now. They're going to go to the cutoff position. They're going to make this right-hander coming up here in a second. They go through the left-hander, and now they're going to be heading for this long, looping right-hander. Kent in front. Avancino in second. Castro has dropped back to 4th. Fliss in 3rd. My goodness, a good start, Richard.
Amazing start there. Let's keep a look there at Avancino. I wanted to go from the back. All good at the back here as well. Avancino goes to the lead over Daniel Kent. Patrick Fliss in there as well into turn 1. Patrick Fliss makes the pass. Daniel Kent being shuffled backwards. There's Dexter Castro going in as they go into the hairpin at Druids. Here comes John Allen as well. It looks like Daniel Kent's lead is gone. He's been shuffled back to 5th place now with Amjad Yaman looking as well. So Daniel Kent in the lead for a few seconds before being completely swamped by the faster guys. And here comes Amjad Yaman having a look as they go into the Indy part of this course. That long loop that takes you back onto the front straight once again. Some great racing here, and I have to say, Bill, some clean racing as well.
Very good. Now, put yourself in the mind of Amjad Yaman. Remember, he's in that battle with Deuce Allen. Deuce Allen currently running 2 spots ahead of him now in 4th position in that blue lightning bolt machine. Yaman is not going to sit behind Kent for too long. Let's keep an eye here. Now it looks like Yaman's going to take a look to the inside as they come down into the hairpin, into Druids, and Yaman is going to get that done. And it looks like following right in behind him is Schwenke in that orange machine. Schwenke trying to get around Kent. Kent doing a good job fighting him off. Kent holding into 6th position. That's Schwenke right behind him. Gives him a little love tap. Loses momentum. Now behind him, that's Garcia and the one of our sponsor cars, Eden's Cavern car. Right alongside of him is Derek Holland. Derek Holland's going to get that spot over Castro. Holland moves into 8th. Some great racing in the mid-pack.
Yeah, and let's have a look here. That's you said Dexter Castro there. That can't be right. We have got Avancino out front and doing a great job. Fliss in 2nd place, Castro in 3rd. Here comes John Deuce Allen in 4th place. Behind him now, Amjad Yaman, who's made his way past the Daniel Kent, and Travis Schwenke has made his way past Daniel Kent as well. I can tell you guys that somebody who's moving up very, very quickly here as they go back in to turn number 2 here is Brad Wooten. Watch Brad Wooten. He's been carving his way through the field from the dead last position, and he's already up to about 11th place. So look out for him, and with the pit stops to come, he is going to feature now. Brad Wooten here, if you've got the cameras on him, he's looking already at Jordy Fike in front of him. So he's starting to get into the area where the drivers are a bit faster. So it'll take him a little while longer, but here comes Brad Wooten. Look out for him a little way down the track. So back up to the front with you, Bill.
Yeah, let's correct that mistake there. I maybe said Castro. I got the wrong Spanish surname. That was, of course, Eric Garcia in the Eagle Nest Cavern car. If I said Castro, I apologize for that. Meanwhile, 6th position, Travis Schwenke. If we keep a look on him, Travis Schwenke has gotten around now Daniel Kent, and now Kent is being challenged by Derek Holland in 7th and 8th. You see Kent in that blue Finding Dory machine. Right behind him in that kind of gray-colored car is Derek Holland. That's a battle for 8th position. Now we're going to look at 3rd here as Castro is under attack from Amjad Yaman, who is really making his move up. Amjad Yaman in 4th, Deuce Allen in 3rd. There we go. A nice battle with Allen in 3rd. And here we go. We look here at Amjad Yaman is making a move on the inside of Castro. Those are 249 Motorsports drivers. Looks like Yaman's going to get that done. Yaman moves into 4th position, Castro into 5th. Richard?
Yeah, and I didn't think that Dexter would offer much.
Deuce Allen way off
just
into the
way
sand.
wide there. He had a little bit of a look at Patrick Fliss and had to go really wide. I was going to say that 49 Motorsports, Amjad Yaman and Dexter Castro, of course, in the same team. Amjad fighting for a possible win in this championship. There was no question but that Dexter Castro would let it by, Bill.
I believe also Deuce Allen, also on 49 Motorsports, is the team captain there. Dexter Castro likes to collect drivers like baseball cards. Meanwhile, back up in front there, it's Avancino in front, but he's being pestered, being hounded, being stalked like an ex-boyfriend by Patrick Fliss. Fliss now making a move on the inside. I think he's going to get this done, as Fliss is going to have the preferred position as they come into Paddock Bend. Let's see if Avancino can hold on the outside. He'll have the momentum as they come down into the hairpin. I believe that Fliss is going to be able to settle this. No, they're still side by side. They go into the corner at 10:55 and they come out of it at noon. Nope, they come out of it with Michael Avancino dropping into 2nd position.
And John Allen fighting as well now to get into the 2nd position against Avancino. He will have the inside. There's a very tough corner, very fast going into the left part of the course here. Then you have to swing right. You've got to brake hard. Then you got to line the car up so that you can accelerate back into turn or out of the final turn onto the front stretch here. But John Allen having a look at Avancino. Avancino has shown that he's extremely fast, a very useful driver. He's proving that in the official series. But here's Amjad Yaman and John Allen. These are your 2 possible contenders for the win in this championship, Bill. They are one behind the other, as we've seen now for the last few races. John Allen on Avancino having a good look. John wants to get by him so that he can try and stay ahead. If he can put another car between himself and Amjad Yaman, that would be good. This is some very, very excellent racing that we are looking right here. But let's just go back quickly before I hand back. Here comes Brad Wooten. He has got Derek, who is that in front of him there? That is just Derek Holland is just past now. He goes into the last turn. So in front of him right now will be Brad Wooten. Then there's Daniel Kent, who we spoke about, and then Travis Wenke. So he is not far off the fast guys in this race. So look out for Brad Wooten in a little while. Meanwhile, back to you, Bill.
Wooden all the way up to 8th position there. And now let's keep an eye here as we see that Deuce Allen is going to make a peek inside of Avancino. He's going to get that done. Avancino's on the outside. Amjad Yaman is going to try to follow through. Not going to be able to do that. Yaman's going to sit back in 4th position. Avancino now dropping down to 3rd. Deuce Allen picking up one more spot ahead of his rival, Dr. Ramjet in 4th position. Remember, it's Allen and Yaman who are really in this championship battle right now, and Allen would like to finish ahead of Yaman at least a couple positions. So Allen now in 2nd, Patrick Fliss in the lead, Avancino in 3rd, Yaman in 4th, and Dexter Castro hanging in there in 5th position. Not far back is Swenke running in 6th, and then it's Kent, and soon, maybe we can go back now, Richard, we can call this here as Brad Wooden's going to run up on Daniel Kent here pretty quickly.
Yeah, he is coming onto the back end of Daniel Kent. They go now into turn number 1. I love this turn. It is such a fast turn. And then you dive down the hill and then you climb back up the hill for Druids once again. He will be right with Daniel Kent as they go into turn number 2. Ahead of him, Travis Swenke. They was not that far off the leaders. Travis Swenke starting to get into a rhythm there. Daniel Kent doing exceptionally well here. Bill, we're not used to seeing Daniel this far up, but he certainly found something in the last couple of races because he's racing extremely well. But here comes Brad Wooten, and I tell you what, at the pace that Brad's going, he's going to be up amongst the leaders, not that in the not too distant future, I could say. But this is important. John Allen in 2nd place has managed to put a car in front of him with Michael Avancino, but that's gone now. Amjad Yaman has made his way past Avancino. So, Patrick Fliss still in 1st place, but behind him, John Allen and Avancino. Avancino off, I believe. No, that's not right.
Yeah, Avancino has fallen back now into 5th position as he went off. So Castro has gotten around him. Yaman has gotten around him. Allen, and then Fliss. So we're looking there, as I called it, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Avancino having a great run, but is beginning to falter a little bit. Schwenke still trying to close in there, still has the drivers inside in 6th position, would like to stay in there, doing a pretty good job, actually gaining on those guys a little bit. Let's get a time back from Avancino to Schwenke. It's about 1.7 seconds, so we'll see if Schwenke can gain the spot. Meanwhile, it's going to happen now. Here comes Kent and Wooten. Wooten is making a charge through the field. Richard, watch Wooten as he sees if he's going to get there this time down the straight. Maybe not.
No, he's not close enough to attack. He might be able to do it as they go into turn number 2, but Daniel Kent has been able to hold him off. Now, what's interesting to me, Patrick Fliss from Grip TV is his grouping, or his team, if you like. Then we've got John Allen, Amjad Yaman, Dexter Castro, all 3 of them from 49 Motorsports, as Daniel Kent has a big bubble and he lets Brad Wooten by. Now Brad Wooten is behind Travis Schwenke. Michael Avancino is not hooked up to a team as far as I know. We've got to get the bio for Michael Avancino. This guy knows how to race. He has got to have been involved in some sort of racing prior. But anyway, Travis Schwenke and of course Brad Wooten from
let's go to the front, as I think Alan's going to take a look on the outside. He had a nice run coming off the final corner, had a toe, but he's not going to be able to do it on Fliss, but he's really close now. Let's see if he dives it down into the hairpin. I don't think so. I think Alan just pestering Fliss a little bit there.
Yeah, he's trying, but Patrick Fliss has matured massively as a driver in the last 6 months or so, and Patrick is now able to take John Allen behind him and show him the outside on almost every corner that he's trying to overtake. So it's not going to be easy for John to pass here. John came right up on the bumper there, but then had to brake harder than Patrick. Or, well, he had to brake harder to stay off the bumper of Patrick. Otherwise, he would have hit him there. He did not, and he's still in 2nd place. Looks like they've got a tiny little break. Here comes John again, looking to the outside. Can't get it done on the outside. Now, he might have an opportunity on the inside here, but Patrick Fliss closes the door, and they both go really wide into that turn. We've got to do something about these guys abusing the track this way, Bill. But anyway, back to the racing here. Amjad Yaman having an opportunity to catch up a little bit. Now he can't do it. Amjad Yaman, Dexter Castro coming up behind Amjad. Dexter is fast, I think maybe even a little faster than Amjad at the moment, but he can't overtake Amjad because he wants Amjad to win the championship, no doubt. So, problems for Amjad Yaman. He's not being able to stay with the leaders there. Michael Avancino making a comeback now in 5th place as well. And of course, Travis Schwenke and then Brad Wooten. Brad Wooten still got a little way to go to catch up to these guys. He's about 2-3 seconds off these guys. 7 seconds off the lead. So he's got a big job ahead of him. But with the pit stops, etc., that will perhaps change. We shall see, Bill.
Let's go ahead and run down a couple drivers who aren't in the field anymore. Peter Balassa is gone, and also Michael Wright. We're not sure what happened to them. We'll go back. Let's take a look all the way back to a nice battle here with Andrew Hedgeheim and Brian Cartier. Whoops, Avancino has come into the pits now. We're not sure why. This is way too early. We're only on lap 36. I don't think you can go the distance from here. Not sure why that would be. We're going to go to replay and see if anything happened to Avancino. We're looking at him right now. You see him off in the grass. Oh, yes. He got off in the grass and put it behind the tree, maybe into the wall there. Couldn't see from that angle, so that probably explains it. Meanwhile, it looks like we have a pass for the lead. If we can get up, it looks like Allen making a move on the outside again. He's trying to get this done there every time as Richard takes that defensive line into 1, and Allen loses all momentum. Then he has nothing for him when they get in here to 2 into Druids.
Yeah, that's correct. He doesn't want to take it on the outside, but Patrick Fliss is being quite wily and pushing him to the outside. Now, you can see he's faster than Fliss at the moment, but he just can't find a place to pass. And that's the trick at this very, very short track. And it's quite fast for a short track there. There aren't a lot of slow corners at all. Druids is the slowest corner, obviously. Now he's got a good opportunity. He had to brake again. He's got more momentum than Fliss going into the corner, but then has to brake to stop himself from crashing into Patrick Fliss. Now, can he get on the inside? Get on the inside, John. You might be able to do it. Now, is he going to try on the inside? No, he has to brake once again. He lines him up, trying and get the inside, but Patrick Fliss keeps him at bay. Now, here's an opportunity if he can get on the inside. No, he doesn't have enough momentum to do that. Meanwhile, with this battling, of course, MJ Yaman and Dexter Castro coming up behind them. They don't seem to have made up any time, but certainly they should be able to get closer. Then we've got Travis Swenke, and look at the gap now, Bill, between Travis and Brad Wooten. Brad Wooten is, how do you say it, storming the castle? Is that what you like to say?
He's coming in. Let's go back up to the leader here real quick. I think if Alan can leave himself a little bit of distance between Fliss, what happens is that they go through that final corner there, Clark's curve. Alan is always too close. He almost loses momentum. That time he gave himself a little bit of distance where he can get a little bit of a run off of here. Not going to get it done this time. I think he's got it figured out, though, for the next lap. Look for him to leave a little bit of gap, come off with a great corner exit through Clark, and then have a great rundown as they go down into Paddock Hill.
Yes,
There he goes, going to duck to the inside now. Going to peek in there, and Fliss is going to surrender that spot, and we have a new leader. Deuce Allen takes over the lead. Fliss drops back into second.
Yeah, Patrick Fliss finally had to surrender position. He got taken on the inside of Druids, and you called it absolutely perfectly there, Bill. John gave himself a little bit of distance between himself and Fliss, and so he could line him up going into Druids. Now there's Brian Cartier up ahead of him. Brian is a lapped car. He's not involved in this battle at all. Now let's see if Fliss can do anything about overtaking John Allen. Here comes Amjad Yaman into the pits as well. These guys are pitting very, very early. We're only on lap number 18. But I guess with the track being this short, they are within the pit window to be able to take enough fuel to finish. Do you think, Bill?
Yeah, 50 laps. Well, Dr. Ramjet knows what he's doing. He's the doctor of pits topology. So if he thinks he can come in now and go the distance, that's it. You know what was interesting there? You saw Brian Cartier. He probably has this figured out too. He saw the leaders coming up behind him. That's an old back marker move. When you see the leaders coming up and you're in your pit window, that means it's time to pit. Let them get by easier there. As we're watching on board right now with Eric Garcia running in 8th position in a battle with Carlos Torres. You see Garcia behind him there in the Eagle's Nest Cavern car, and right ahead of him is Carlos Torres, who's actually going to probably pull away now. And the next on Torres' list, as he starts to gap Garcia a bit, will be the, I believe it's going to be it's the Finding Dory car of Daniel Kent.
Yeah, looking at Carlos Torres' car there, he's got some hefty damage on the right rear of the car, so he'll be losing a little bit of speed going down the straight there. No quick repairs for these guys.
I'm sorry, Brad Wood now has gotten around Schwenke. We saw that coming. He'd been moving on him for the last couple of laps. So Wooden now moves up to 4th position, but keep in mind Yaman is pitted, so it's really 5th position.
Yeah, and these are, bear in mind, these are teammates, both racing for AMC, that is Asbury Motorsports. So most certainly Travis would not have held up Brad Wooten, realizing that Brad is probably a little bit faster than him. And of course, with Brad ahead of him, he can perhaps
Brian Cartier is in the wall, or is he just getting out of the way from coming out of the pits? Let's see if we can see a replay on that one. I'm not sure. Boy, he was way off on the grass. No, he spun it. There, we're looking at him now. It was before that he spun a little bit. Yeah, he just self-induced spin there, and he put it off on the grass and then was smart enough not to bring it back in front of drivers. So nice job from Brian. Bad for spinning, but great not to ruin other drivers' races.
Yeah, and I'll just have a quick look at Eric Garcia, the Eagle Nest car there. He's got hefty damage on the rear of his car as well. So these guys have been in the wars, obviously, and they've got some damage as a result of that. Now, back up to the front here. So Brad Wooten now, as in his sights, Dexter Castro. Brad Wooten is up to 4th place. Amjad, of course, has pitted already. Dexter Castro, and there goes John Allen into the pits now. So John making his pit stop. Patrick Fliss elects to stay out. Dexter stays out as well. Brad Wooten will now come up into 3rd place, Bill.
What we want to do now is focus on Amjad Yaman, because he's the leader of the cars who've pitted. He's still just entering Clark's curve now, this big swooping right-hander that's going to set him back up onto the main straight. Let's see where Deuce Allen is. If Deuce Allen can get out ahead of Yaman, who's just coming past pit entrance right now down the main straight. Is Allen rolling yet? Let's see.
Yeah, John Allen's rolling. He's coming out now onto turn number 1. Behind him will be Amjad Yaman. So he has made up quite a bit of distance in that pit stop there. So we'll have to say good on John Allen in his pit stop. He certainly has learned the art of pit stop, which you have to learn. It's a skill that you have to learn. Dr. Ramjad, whatever you want to call him, he used to be the doctor of pit stopology. I think he's losing his talents there, Bill.
Well, I don't know if it's so much he's losing his talents or everybody is learning how to do the same type of medicine that he does there. Fliss now is our leader out in front. Of course, Fliss and Castro have yet to pit, and Brad Wooten is now moving into third position. But remember, those guys are still going to have to pit. They're going to try to see how close they can come out to Allen and Yaman, who are leading the way.
Yes, that's correct. Dexter Castro needs to pit, and Brad Wooten as well. Now, Brad Wooten, let me tell you, I spoke to Brad the other day. He is treating this as a bit of fun. He's got nothing really at stake. The only thing is pride and how to show these guys how many spots he can make up from dead last position. So he's just having a bit of fun. But let me tell you, this guy can race really hard when he wants to. So watch out for him.
Looking at the battle on screen, there is Jordy Fike in that yellow and black machine, Benjamin Lanowed in the Tidal Influence car, and Derek Holland. Those guys are in a tight battle for 10th, 11th, and 12th. And going away from the battle is Benjamin Lanowit's going to peel off into the pits.
Yeah, that's correct. And Jordy Fike's still out there. In front of him, Benjamin Nelson in that reddish car, I believe. Now, ahead of them, Billy Bob Wright, who's moved up into around 7th position at this point in time. Now, let's have a look. A lot of these guys still have to pit now. Let's go back to John Deuce Allen he's back in 11th place, but really once the pit stops shake out, he'll be back in first place. And Amjad Yaman, I think Amjad's having a little bit of problems staying with John at the moment. John has increased that gap, if anything, over Amjad Yaman. So look out. John Allen may be able to pick up some useful points here if he can stay out of trouble for the remainder of this race, Bill.
The good news for Allen and Yaman, when they came out of the pits, they had clean road ahead of them. Not a lot of cars in front of them, as we see a driver pulling off, as that's Holland going into the pits right now. So Allen, it's running currently in 9th place, has that battle of Fike and Nelson ahead of them that we saw earlier.
And let me just break in here. Patrick Fliss has done his pit stop. He's just coming out now. Where is he in relation to these other two guys? John Allen is past. Patrick Fliss will be in about 2nd place after the pit stop shakeout. So he's come out ahead of Amjad Yaman as well, Bill.
I don't think so. Yaman's going to come out just ahead of him. Yaman's got about almost a 2-second lead, it looks like, according to timing and scoring on Fliss. So Fliss is going to fall into 3rd position now. So your leaders of the cars who have pitted are Allen, Yaman, and Fliss.
Yeah, I got that wrong. My apologies.
Yeah.
Fliss is he's eventually in 3rd place by the looks of it. Got that wrong. He's quite a ways behind Dr. Ramjad. So again, it shows Dr. Ramjad's he's not that bad at doing his pit stopology stuff.
Now that puts Castro in your virtual lead of the cars who have not pitted yet, and Brad Wooten, who's really had quite a race, running 2nd position. Again, Castro and Wooten both have to pit, as well as Schwenke, who's running in 3rd right now. Kent has also not pitted yet. So there's your top 4. Billy Bob Wright is yet to pit. Benjamin Nelson, who we see in that battle. Maybe we can go back and take a look at that real quick. That Benjamin Nelson Fike battle. And the reason I bring that up is if you look a little bit back there, that lightning bolt machine, that's your leader, Deuce Allen. Let's stay on this battle for a little bit, Richard, and see if Benjamin Nelson in that Roll Tide car, that crimson red car there, are they going to get out of the way, or they're going to come into pit. Fike is going to pull off. So now it's Allen just has to get around Nelson.
Yeah, that's correct. So looking back at the front runners at the moment, Dexter Castro, Brad Wooten, Travis Schwenke, and Daniel Kent, the top 4, they still have to pit. So I'm going to keep an eye on Brad Wooten to see where he pits. Meanwhile, John Allen is out there. John Allen has got in front of him now Benjamin Nelson. So he has pushed up. He's about to put a lap on Benjamin Nelson, unless Benjamin Nelson ducks into the pits real quick. So Amjad Yaman still in what's going to be second place, as Fliss made up any time on Yaman doesn't look like it. So that is basically where the battle for the race is going to be in a little while, Bill.
You can look there as we see John Allen took a really wide entry into that looping, that corner there, Clark curve, so he could get a great corner exit and has great momentum. He's going to be able to put the lap on Benjamin Nelson. Nelson doing a good job, nothing wrong there, just holding his line, and Allen's going to get that spot. What's interesting is, like you said, Allen is really pulling away from Amjad Yaman now. It's almost, well, I can't really get a time. Actually, I'll get a time back from Nelson to Yaman. It's 4 seconds from Nelson to Yaman because that's actually a battle for position there, even though Nelson still has to pit. So, boy, over 4.5 seconds, and Allen is flying. He is cooking with hot fish grease.
Yep, and Patrick Fliss is catching Amjad Yaman. So
Our leader's in the pits. Castro has come into the pits, and did that surrender the position to Wooden? Yes, Wooden's going to stay out. So let's go ahead and look at Castro, and let's see if we can find Deuce somewhere and call this. I'll keep my eye on Castro. Where's Deuce? Where's Deuce Allen, Richard?
Deuce Allen is, in fact, where is? Oh, there he is. He was in about 5th place. He's just starting turn number 1 right now.
Castro is rolling. Castro is rolling. So he's going to get out just behind. It looks like Fliss is going to get by him. Castro is going to come out in, what's that going to be? Slide into 4th position? 7th, I guess. We have 4th, I guess, if we start figuring the cars that still have to pit as he gets around Fike. Let's see. It's got to be time for Wooden to be coming in here pretty soon. Wooden and Kent holding the lead still 1-2, but they have yet to pit.
Yeah, that's correct. Brad Wooden looks like he's going to run the tank dry before he pits. Now, I believe they've got 28% of the full tank size. So, sorry, 36%, did you say?
No, 28%. You had it.
Yeah, 28%. By the way, in the official series, the AMC, the Advanced Master Series, they also have that fuel cap now. The exact same fuel cap has been copied from the MWTS. It's now 28%, Bill. But anyway, let's and that was because of Dexter Castro. He was the one putting forward the community's requirements for this season. But back to the racing here, John Allen looks like he is just running away from Amjad Yaman at the moment. What can Brad Wooden do? He's still out there, so he's going to run the full distance that the tank will allow him. But realistically, he will have to hurry up, get his fuel stop done, and then get out there, because John Allen is determined to win this one, I think, Bill.
It'll be interesting to see if any of the drivers took tires. One of the things that they sometimes do is they take left sides. I'm not sure they did it. We didn't really check.
No.
We can ask them in the interview. Usually get left sides on there pretty quick without costing too much. We'll see what how long can Brad Wooden stay out there? As we're now 20 laps to go. We are 3/5 of the way through. 30 laps complete out of 50 laps. That's 3/5 if I can do my math, and I think that's safe that I've got that.
Is that right? You said 55 laps at the start of the show.
I don't believe so. I think it's 50 laps today. So
Okay, 50 laps.
I most likely I misspoke. That's probably better chance than not that I did that. Meanwhile, if we take a look back here, we got a battle between Fliss and Castro now. This is a battle for 5th position, maybe 3rd overall once we get Wooden and Kent out of the way.
Yeah, that's correct. So Brad Wooden still out there going into turn 1 now. Brad Wooden is flying. We talk about John Allen flying. Brad Wooden is absolutely flying, but there's a lot of traffic now in front of him. He would do well to jump into the pits, I would think, Bill, to avoid having to do battle with all this traffic and the possibility of getting some damage from a car who is not in the race and not aware of him coming through as he passes on yet another car. And let's see, and here he's going to go past. Wow, Brad Wooden flying. Get into the pits, Brad. Get your fuel and stop out of the way so we can see what you can do against the other guys. And he's not going to do that either, Bill.
No, he must know what he can do here. Meanwhile, let's take a look here as Fliss goes way right onto the grass as we're watching this battle between Fliss with Castro stalking him. And just ahead of them is Amjad Yaman. So really it's a battle for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Castro really doing well in that MX-5. We've seen him he's really been on fire lately in some of the races we've covered on GSRC. We saw him do great in the Championship Motorsports Series, where he did great in his BMW. Had another great run in the Autobahn Series, where he got caught up, though, with an accident. Been running near the front in a lot of these broadcasters' races. And Castro really behind Fliss now, looking to move up, thinking podium for Dexter.
Oh, absolutely. Dexter Castro has been really working on his MX-5 skills and didn't do a bad job at all in the BMW. Here comes Brad Wooden into the pits now. I don't think Brad has any chance of holding out the potential leader, which is John Deuce Allen, for the lead here. But we'll see where he comes out and if he's got any traffic in front of him to battle with to try and get closer to those front runners.
Yeah, Allen has a 6-second lead over Objet Yaman, so it's possible that Wooden could get out as he's rolling right now. That Wooden could get out ahead of Yaman. Let's go ahead and see. Wooden is Yaman. There goes Yaman by him right now. And there goes Fliss, and there goes Castro, and there goes Wooden right out behind him. So he's going to slot out. It says 6th position, but it's really 5th position because Daniel Kent has really stayed out there. He's going to get that one more lap for the Finding Dory machine.
Yeah, and I tell you what, Brad Wooden, he came out so fast. I wonder if he didn't get a speeding penalty in the pits there. Hopefully he did not, because I want to see him do battle with these guys. There's no question that he is going to be up with Dexter Castro very, very soon. Is that going to be Dexter? Yes, it will be. So this is going to be very interesting. Brad Wooden is one of those guys who doesn't take any prisoners, so he is going to be up there. He's also in Asbury Motorsports. Dexter Castro is in 49 Motorsports. There is a renowned rivalry between those two teams, Bill, so this is going to be on for young and old once he catches up.
And you saw on the screen Daniel Kent in the Finding Dory machine pull off into the pits. So that's going to give the lead position now back to Deuce Allen, who's well out in front. We have Tripp Smith, who's stopped out on the track. We don't need to go there. We can stay on the battle. Tripp Smith just seemed to park it on the grass. No need to go there. Meanwhile, we'll stay on this battle with Allen, Castro there, and Fliss. With Yaman, Castro, and Fliss.
Yeah, now this is a real battle here. Dexter Castro versus Patrick Fliss. Dexter Castro would maybe have given a little bit of, way for Amjad Yaman, them being on the same team and Amjad being a chance at the championship. But not so Patrick Fliss. So he is going to try and get the position from Patrick Fliss. Meanwhile, Patrick Fliss wants that position back from Amjad Yaman. Look at Patrick Fliss. This is more the battle here right now. And just let me go quickly back. Brad Wooden not far behind them either, Bill. This is going to be one heck of an exciting finish, let me tell you.
We'll stay right here. You fans at Eagle Nest Tavern, we'll get your Eagle Nest Tavern backmarker review in here as soon as we can. But we're going to stay on this battle a little bit longer. Fliss and Yaman.
Yeah, they are looking at each other right now. And Amjad Yaman, he's a veteran of many, many races in this series and in other series as well. He knows what to do out on the track. But Patrick Fliss is the young gun. Patrick Fliss is the charger, the hard charger. Patrick Fliss is the one who wants that position. As you see, Amjad Yaman going defensive now. Amjad has not been able to stay with John Allen. He's given up that position. John Allen way out in front here. But there's a great battle for what will be the second position. Well, it will be for second position outright. If Patrick Fliss can get past, he hasn't got what it takes at the moment. Very tough to pass at this part of the course. Your best chance is into Druids, really, or on the front stretch into turn 1. So not happening at this stage for Patrick Fliss. But Dexter Castro back in the battle. He's not that far off. Having a look as he closes up now, going into turn the Clark's curve, as they say, back onto the front stretch again. Then you see the two guys in front of him pull away slightly. Meanwhile, Brad Wooden charging from behind, trying to catch up to these guys in outright 5th position. Then it's a long way back to Carlos Torres in the 6th place, Bill.
We're going to do, Richard, I want you to keep an eye. No, we'll stay here for a minute. I think Yaman's gone wide into the sand. Let's see if Fliss dives it in there. He's not. Now remember, Fliss not only wants to get around Yaman, but he also has that goal of being the first driver to put in the perfect Ironman season, so he doesn't want to throw away that accomplishment for just a position here. Yaman, of course, doesn't want to give up that position to Fliss or to Castro because he's thinking points with Deuce Allen. Deuce Allen has finally had a race where he can finish ahead of his competition, and not only finish ahead, but get the full bonus points there as they are 1, 2, 3. My goodness, we can't pull away for the back marker yet. Let's see. Watch Yaman now as he goes defensive. A pretty good run from Fliss this time. Let's see what Fliss does. They have a lapped car ahead of him. That's Hedgehog who gets out of the way.
And he gets out of the way of Brad Wooten as well, who edges ever closer to these guys. As you see now, Patrick Fliss trying hard to get past Amjad Yaman. Can't get it done there. Here comes, Dexter Castro tried on the inside of Patrick Fliss. Couldn't get it done there. Patrick Fliss hanging on the outside. But that's slowing all three of them down, Bill. And here comes Brad Wooten. I don't think you're going to get your back marker salute in today. The action is too fast and too furious out front here.
Oh, Eagle Nest Tavern helps pay for this, so let's do it. You keep an eye on that. Interrupt me when
Sure.
they make a move. We'll jump to it. We're going to drop back to Tuan Tran. This is your Eagle Nest Cavern back marker. We're going to do it in 60 seconds. Tuan Tran running in 14th position right now. Last car on the lead lap. One spot up from him is Derek Holland running in 13th spot. 12th position is Benjamin Lanowit. Right ahead of him, of course, is another Benjamin Nelson running in 11th position in the Roll Tide Alabama car.
Patrick Fliss coming. Patrick Fliss having... Go ahead, Bill. It didn't happen.
They're just giving us a hard time. We'll stay with it. Okay, we'll go back. We talked about Benjamin Nelson, Daniel Kent into 10th position. And the last one we'll talk about, we'll do two more. Billy Bob Wright in 9th spot, currently 34 seconds behind the leader, and Eric Garcia running in 8th position. That's your Eagle Nest Cavern 67 back marker salute. Go to Eagle Nest Cavern for a hot drink and a cold meal. That's wrong. A cold meal and a hot drink. That's still wrong. Never mind. Let's go back to the front with Amjad Yaman, Fliss, and Castro where the action is.
And I tell you what, Bill, Amjad has got his hands full defending to hold off Patrick Fliss, who goes back to the outside now. Gonna try it on the outside. No, he's not gonna get it happen. Make it happen because Amjad Yaman shows him the door. Now he comes on the inside. He might be able to get it done here. No, he breaks hard. Oh yes, he's gonna get it done here. That was a bad entry there into the corner for Amjad Yaman, but he's fighting back. He's in the inside position here going into turn 3. He manages to hang on. Here comes Dexter Castro. Patrick Fliss knows he's in a little bit of a sandwich here. And guess what? Here is Brad Wooten to join the action, Bill.
Yeah, Brad Wooten is the fastest of the lot of them. And, of course, he's not in championship chase. The rest of those guys, Fliss and Yaman, have something to fight for. So you might want to be careful. There might be a difference in attitude there with Wooten, who's just out there having fun. Even Castro doesn't want to have a mistake in this one. What has happened is because of the defensive line that Yaman is taking, it's killing the lap times of those guys, which let Wooten get back into the hunt here. I think that what Fliss is going to have to do is Fliss goes really wide into the sand, but is able to hold it in there. I think, and here's Castro taking a peek on the inside. Oh, this is all fun and games until somebody loses an eye and ends up crying.
Yeah, this could end ugly because these guys are battling hard. However, they are all very experienced drivers, all 4 of them that we're looking here. And let us not forget, Bill, these guys are fighting for second place. John Deuce Allen has shut the gate. He is bolted. He's gone. He's 7 seconds ahead of this group here. So the more they battle, the better off he is. As we see Dexter Castro trying very, very hard to get to grips there with Patrick Fliss and take the position away. Look at them all on the inside. They're virtually on the right-hand side of the course, almost on the grass on the right-hand side, the way they are defending, and they led there by Amjad Yaman. Wide goes Patrick Fliss. Here comes Brad Wooten on the outside of Dexter Castro. He has to brake a bit harder to avoid hitting Patrick Fliss. He stays on the outside. He's going to try and make it happen on the outside, but of course Dexter Castro won't let that happen. But he's part of this battle here. Amjad Yaman knows he's in a battle, Bill. He is fighting as hard as he can to stay in that second position because he doesn't want to lose the extra points that he will lose if he comes 3rd or 4th or 5th.
Wooten came so close to getting into the back of Fliss there. And now, what has happened is Fliss doesn't really get a great exit out of that final corner. When he gets a run, it's way too late. Allen has to keep that inside line. Look at Allen like in a tow. Now he's going to make a move on the outside. It's not going to work. But what this does is let Castro come in there, and Castro will try to take a peek on the inside of Fliss as Fliss starts to make a move. Now Fliss has a move on the inside. Now he's got position. Now I think he can close the deal. If he can hang in there, keep the car off of Yaman, Yaman will have the preferred position now. No, Fliss has made the pass.
Lovely move there by Patrick Fliss. MJ Yaman has defended successfully on the outside into Druids there a number of times, but this time Patrick Fliss just stuck it in there and virtually stayed off the brake and got the position. He's now in second place. MJ won't like that at all because it means he loses a few points. Now Brad Wooten on Dexter Castro. Brad Wooten is fighting for nothing here. He's just having some fun, but he would certainly like to take that position away from Dexter Castro. Dexter defending now as he goes on the outside. Here comes Brad Wooten. This is over. Whoa!
No.
Whoa.
Save it,
Brad
boys,
Wooten
save it, boys.
saves
Castro's going to save it. No, they collect each other again.
That was bad. Unfortunate. Brad Wooten still manages to get going. Dexter Castro, I'm afraid to say, from where I'm standing, he turned in there, but very hard, Bill, to see where the other car is when they're that close.
Yeah, from first glance, as we're looking on our blimp shot over the top there. Is this a replay director? I believe it is. You can see that Wooten dives it in there. There's pretty much alongside of him, and I don't know. Maybe it's a tough call from here. Maybe Castro was giving him room, and Wooten didn't hold the inside like he thought. The sad news was, though, it wouldn't have been so bad. Richard insists that they collected each other again a second time as they were having simultaneous spins.
Yeah. That's. Look, we'll leave that to the IRT. Brad Wooten's still running. He's completely out of it now. MJ Yaman and Patrick Fliss, that's where we'll concentrate our efforts now, and to see there's another battle going on further back. But I tell you what, this battle for second position, Amjad will be desperate to take this position from Patrick Fliss because he must stay in the hunt. There's only one race left, and in order for him to win this championship, he has got to get into second place, Bill. I don't even know if that's going to give him enough points to stay in the hunt there. But of course, it does put him closer, and they have an opportunity to fight this, to fight the fight again at Bathurst when they get there in a couple of weeks' time. So back to the racing. MJ Yaman, let's go. Can he do it here, Bill? Patrick Fliss has shown he has got what it takes to mix it with the very best of them here.
Yeah, the difference between third and second place, it's 90 points for second, 83 for third, so it's a difference of 7. And the drop between first and third between Allen and Yaman is 17 points. So certainly that's what Deuce was looking at. And you have to keep in mind that both of these drivers are trailing the Speedmaster Jan Koemans, who's going to get no-show compensation of 64 points for not making this race. So all these guys are trying to run down Koemans, and Koemans tried to build up as big a lead as he could before he knew he had to miss. Meanwhile, we're staying on this battle as this is 4 laps to go with Fliss from Slovenia and Yaman from the Lone Star state of Texas. Yaman might just be waiting here until he's not going to be able to do it on the last lap, but he's going to make a move. He's going to want to probably make it with 1 lap to go.
Nah, Bill, I'm here to tell you he's trying everything he can to get past. Here he goes to the inside now, has a bit of a look. Can he do anything here? No, yes, no, yes, no, he can't. At this stage, Patrick Fliss holds him out. But Bill, he is trying everything that he can to get by. He can't wait for the last lap. One little mistake and it's gone. So he's got to overtake, make his move. He can defend. He defended successfully for, I think it was about 10 laps he defended there before Patrick Fliss took the position from him. Now he's got a good run into the front stretch, but Patrick Fliss looks like he goes in a bit slower but comes out a lot faster than Amjad Yaman. So Amjad will have to wait in an opportunity again. This is the best place to pass right here, going into turn number 1 and going into turn number 2. That is where you got to make your move, Bill.
Deuce Allen has crossed the line now with 2 laps to go, so the next time across he'll be seeing the white flag. Hey, just an update. Castro has put it in the pit, so he's fallen way back. Wooden is going to sit in 4th position. And Carlos Torres has started from the back of the pack, has moved all the way up to 5th spot. So a great run from the Colombian driver there. As we're on board with Yaman here with 2 laps to go. You see him looking ahead at Fliss.
Yes, there was a small tap there from Amjad Yaman into Fliss in the previous lap. He had to brake very hard to stay off him. I think he did touch him there, but no harm done. Now, this is coming right down to the wire. Lap number 49. Keep an eye on our leader, John Deuce Allen. But I'm going to stay with this second place battle. This is his last opportunity. He's got a good run in there, but he gets slightly cut off by Fliss. Legitimately, and now he's going to go to the inside. He'll have to brake very late, but so does Patrick Fliss. Brakes even later and manages to stay in front of him. Very, very hard for him now. This is the last lap, and in fact, John Deuce Allen should just about be finishing now, Bill.
Deuce Allen just has the swooping right-hand turn to go, and he'll wrap this up as he's going to finish. If everything goes up to according to plan here, John Deuce Allen is going to win the MX-5 World Tour Round 10 Swift penultimate event. His second win of the season. Let's go back to second place now and see how Amjad Yaman and Fliss come out.
Now, Amjad Yaman gave up. And he might even be out of fuel because he's all of a sudden going very slowly, but he'll have enough to cross the line. Patrick Fliss did cross in second. Amjad Yaman did cross in third. And Brad Wooten, I think that was the run of the race, from dead last into 4th place, Bill.
We'll stay on these here as we do the lead laps cars coming all the way across. Torres in 5th. Schwenke's going to get 6th position. Eric Garcia going to finish in 7th position in the Eagle Nest Tavern car. 8th spot is going to go to Daniel Kendon in the Finding Dory car. Is he out of gas too? He looks like he's bringing it across very slowly. And actually, he got passed by Billy Bob Wright. Billy Bob Wright's going to get 8th position. Daniel Kent sputters across in 9th. Benjamin Nelson in 10th. Benjamin Lanowet in 11th. Derek Holland in 12th. And Tuan Tran is the last car, 13th position on the lead lap. There you have all your lead lap cars coming across. We're going to take a short break right now. We'll be back to run down the entire field. Interviews and closing credits. Be back in just a few. Welcome back to the Global Sim Racing Channel's post-race show of the MX-5 World Tour, Round 10. And we had a great race. We're going to run down the finishing order here. John Deuce Allen wins his second win of the season. Very strong race, almost 8 seconds ahead of Patrick Fliss, who finished in second. Jed Yaman sputtered his car home in third. We believe he might have ran out of gas. Brad Wood made a charge from the back. The Australian driver got all the way up to fourth position. Carlos Torres in the Colombian Coffee car started also at the back, didn't get into qualifying time, made it into the top 5. Travis Schwenke, 25 seconds off the lead in 6th position. Eric Garcia in the Eagle Nest Tavern Machine in 7th position. A nice finish from him, had a little contact. Billy Bob Wright, a quiet 8th for him. Daniel Kent, we saw him start on the pole, hold up there for a little bit while, was able to hang on into 9th position inside the top 10. And Benjamin Nelson in the Roll Tide Alabama Crimson Tide car in 10th position. Richard?
And in 11th position, another Benjamin Lanowet. Then Derek Holland in 12th place. Tuan Tran, a useful race. He was also somewhere near the back when at the start of the race. He finished in 13th. And that's all the cars that finished off the lead lap. Then we go down to the lapped cars. Jordi Fike finished in 14th place, 1 lap down. Andre Hedgeheim finished in 15th place, 2 laps down. Dexter Castro, after that unfortunate incident in turn 1, finished in 16th place, 6 laps down. Trip Smith in 17th place, Brian Cartier 18th. Michael Avancino, who led the race for a little bit at the beginning, finished in 19th place after exiting after an accident. And then Peter Balassa in 20th. And finally, Michael Wright in 21st place. I believe he is related to Billy Bob Wright. I think he's a nephew or something.
Okay, they're both from Florida, so that makes sense. Good. The right cousins, maybe. Right nephews, right uncle and nephew there. Okay, we're going to go to our winner, John Deuce Allen. Let's see if we can bring him into the booth, run him down, see if we can get John. Hey, John, do you have a copy?
I do, Bill.
Hey, second win of the season. You're on a roll. I think you got that first lap jinx behind you now.
Well behind, I hope, especially for the next one.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about the race. First of all, we were wondering, what was the tire situation? Did you change tires? How did the tires hold up? What happened on those?
I debated not changing, but I did go with lefts because it's just so brutal running around this tiny track. It may have cost, a second when getting fuel, but it was worth it. You certainly get it back, especially pitting early. It was just barely. It was just neck and neck to take them or not.
You finally were able to put some distance between you and your teammate, not only 1 position, but 2 positions, and the points are even, the difference is even greater when from first to third. 17 points, that'll help.
Yeah, I'm looking at the bonus points. It's starting to get down to the nitty-gritty. I think Amjad has room to gain in the qualifying points, enough to maybe make up for what he lost today. So I'm not quite in control of my own destiny yet for the finale, but looking forward to it.
The walls are very close at Bathurst, and it's an extra long 90-minute race, so anything can happen on that one. Winning maybe not as important as just bringing it home clean.
Yeah, my last go there, like many of those in this series, was less than 1 lap, so I'm looking forward to anything more than that.
Yeah, maybe we should put a link in there. We had the big one, a 17-car pileup last time at Bathurst.
Yeah.
I was surprised that the drivers voted to have this as the grand finale. As series manager, I was saying, guys, we had 17 cars pile up last time. But you like Bathurst as a rule, as a whole?
Love it. One of my favorites. Very confident there. So keeping hope alive.
All right, John. Well, congratulations, man. You're done. This is really good to see, and it's going to be an exciting finish between you and your teammate, and we look forward to seeing you in 7 days. No off week this time, 7 days from now.
Better start practicing.
All right. John Deuce Allen, your winner and a legitimate challenger for the overall championship. Richard, who do you have available to talk to?
Well, I would like to have a word with Amjad Yaman. So let's bring Amjad into the booth here because it seems fitting him trying to do battle with John Allen, trying to get that second place. So let's bring him in. Amjad Yaman, bringing him into the booth right now. Amjad, do you have a copy?
Yes, I do.
Amjad, what a battle on this tiny little track here. Very hard to pass on this track. You had a great battle all race long with Patrick Fliss, but in the end he got you just a few laps from the end of the race. And were you running out of fuel on that last lap because you slowed right down?
Running out of fuel? No, I did run out of fuel at the last lap. I knew it was going to happen too because Flisco was pushing me so hard after the pit stop. I mean, I was using so much fuel that I knew like halfway through the stint, I was like, oh, I'm going to run out of fuel. I have to back off. So kind of save fuel, kind of stay ahead at the same time. It's just a losing battle either way.
Yeah, indeed. And Patrick Fliss, a very tough competitor, even though he's pretty young, I believe. He's really improved a lot, so it was a good battle. Now, your third place, we talk championship at this point in time. Your third place puts you a little way behind John Allen, but you do get some bonus points, I believe, from the qualifying. So that'll bring you guys close enough so that it will still be a battle for championship honors if you and John can get up the front at Bathurst. Now, we don't know whether Jan Koolmans, who's still leading or was leading going into this race, whether he will turn up at Bathurst. I have a suspicion he might. So if he does, that will add some extra spice there. But what do you think are your chances at Bathurst? Is it one of your favorite tracks, or you're not so happy there?
I like the track. I mean, the problem with today at Vantage is it exposed my weaknesses in the technique driving the car. Bathurst, it's a draft track. Anyone's game. I mean, I feel very good. My chances are very good at Bathurst with the draft, staying with the guys up front. I think I got a shot at this.
Okay, great, because I know for a fact that John Allen, in fact, he told us just before, this is one of his favorite tracks. Oh, sorry, Bathurst is one of his favorite tracks. So it's going to be a tough battle, and I tell you what, I'm already looking forward to it. It's only a week to go. That's the grand finale of the MX-5 World Tour season number 10, so it's going to be a great battle. But a third place, that's the best you could do today with no fuel.
Yeah.
It's good enough for me. That was a great race. Thank you for it.
All right, thank you.
Back to you, Bill.
Amjad Jaman, our third place finisher today. Now we're going to see if we can talk to Patrick Fliss, our second place finisher, the Slovene machine. Patrick, you have a copy?
Hello, yep.
Oh, wonderful. It sounds great today. Hey, let me tell you, you ran Amjad so hard, you ran him out of fuel, he said.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I was shaking the whole time. And I really enjoyed the race, even though I hate this track. But yeah, it was awesome.
I know you mentioned in qualifying that you didn't like the track. Amjad was taking that defensive line down through one, making it hard for you to get around.
Yeah, it was pretty hard. You can't really go pass on the outside there. So once he went a bit too deep and he lost a lot of momentum. So I just went to the inside and got the position.
Now, the fans and I are watching it because we want you to do well, but in the back of our mind, we always keep the hope of the perfect Ironman season. You had a couple taps there, but it looks like now Bathurst is going to be 4 miles. That's going to be probably... I thought this was your hardest track to get through because it's so short. One mistake, you could lose a lap. Bathurst should be pretty good for you, don't you think, to bring it home safely?
Well, I'm usually pretty fast at Bathurst, but I'm more scared about Bathurst than this race because of the walls. And if I hit one there, my race is practically over. So, yeah, we're gonna see how it goes.
And
yeah, Patrick, as long as you don't try an outside pass over the mountain on John Allen, you should be okay.
Yeah, Richard.
Patrick, has been wonderful watching you this season. Congratulations on a second place. We got to get you into the victory circle now. I think you've had enough second place. Let's try to get a win maybe on the season finale, huh?
Yeah, okay, I can do that.
Okay.
And let me just jump in here. Patrick, yes, congratulations today on your second place, but more than that, congratulations for the season. You've been a wonderful guy to watch in all of the races you've done, so congrats on that one as well.
Thank you very much. That means a lot to me. Also, I would like to thank my mom and dad, and especially my parents.
Okay,
Always
back
good
to you,
thank
Bill.
the parents. I like it. I like it when the drivers thank the parents. That's nice.
Or the mother-in-laws.
Good job. Congratulations, Patrick. Okay, let's
Thank you.
get rid of Patrick there for a second. Get him out of here so he doesn't have to listen to this interview.
And
We're
John
going to do a
Allen.
real quick one here, Richard. We're going to bring in Dexter Castro, and we're going to see if Dexter, do you have a copy?
Yes, indeed, I do.
Okay, before I ask you the questions, I want you puppies and warm cocoa and all sorts of things that make you happy. What was your take on the incident there that you had with Brad?
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna hold it against him. He's a nice guy, and people make mistakes. But I also, make no mistake about it. It was his fault. I left him half the track and still got punted, and he didn't even have, in my opinion, he didn't even have presentation anyway.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it in the IRT. It's always interesting, though, to see what's going on. But yeah, it looked like you had a lot of room out there. You have to, you can't make your car invisible. Anyway, let's talk about you in general. You have been on fire. You didn't have such good luck here today, and you had some trouble in the Autobahn series. But man, in the 3 series that we've had on GSRC that we've covered here, you're in the hunt everywhere.
Well, thanks, Bill. I've definitely, always been trying to improve, and I feel I've been faster in the past, actually, but I think I'm maybe the most consistent I've been, and it also happens that I'm not missing races. I've definitely had more time for iRacing lately.
Before I let you go, what's your favorite car to drive? Are you more comfortable in the MX-5? Man, you seem really good in the BMW.
Well, those are the 2 favorites. I don't know. Way back, 2.5 years ago, I would have said the Mustang, and I've recently started to get back into that as well. I may even, I'm not sure which class I'll be doing in CESCS next season, but I may spend some time in the Mustang. But all 3 of them are just great. I'd say the one that's the most fun for me right now is the BMW, but they're all real fun, and I love all of the cars.
Dexter, it's always good to have you in the race and in the interview. Whether you're successful or not successful, it's great to see a race. Always exciting. Good luck and the season finale at Bathurst.
Yeah, thanks, Bill.
Okay, Richard, while I grab my sheet to do the final plugs, any last thoughts from you?
Well, I am looking forward to next week at Bathurst. We know John Allen's fast there. We know MJet's going to be fast there. Be interesting to see whether any of the other drivers who have not been around for a couple of races, and I'm talking about guys like Evan Maillard and Richard Eklund, will turn up. If they do, that will toss the cat truly amongst the pigeons. But I have to say, the entire series thus far has been just unbelievable, I guess is the word I want to use. I've seen racing that it certainly has to class amongst the best MX-5 racing you can see anywhere on iRacing. So great series, great championship, great drivers, and I'm looking forward to more of it, Bill.
And just a reminder, the season wraps up next week. There's no break. It's 7 days, 90 minutes at Bathurst. So that'll decide our championship. You won't want to miss that. Bathurst always puts on a great show. Okay, it's time to thank our sponsors. First of all, we want to thank Tidal Influence, an ecological consulting firm in Long Beach, California, that restores wetlands, saves and studies endangered species, and educates children about our environment. For more information, go to TidalInfluence.com. And another sponsor that you see on the screen right now is, of course, Mountaintop Cabin Rentals. The best kept secret in California, San Bernardino Mountains, is Green Valley Lake, and your best choice for lodging, of course, is Mountaintop Cabin Rentals. Go to GVLCabinRentals.com for more information, and I'll be up in GVL, so drop in and say hi to me in the Quality Sim Racing offices. And while in Green Valley Lake, stop in for a cold drink and a hot meal. I guess you can get a hot drink and a cold meal if you like. I don't know, that may work, like a cup of coffee and a sandwich, but usually I go with the cold drink and the hot meal, and that's at Eagle's Nest Tavern. Check out Eagle's Nest Tavern on Facebook. Thanks to the companies, equipment, and software that you see on the screen right now that makes our racing broadcast possible. The original music that you've heard on today's broadcast is thanks to Eric Echolm and Casey Lalonde. See the screen name for how to contact them and get their music. Tell them you heard it on GSRC. Thanks to my mic mate, Richard Losper, our director, Joe Peak, Dougie Beard for his camera locations. If you'd like to find out more about GSRC, your best bet is GlobalSimRacingChannel.com, along with archive races and race highlights. We're also on Twitter at GSR Channel and Facebook at Global Sim Racing Channel. The Tidal Influence MX-5 Tour returns. The tour returns in 1 week for the double distance, double points grand finale from Mount Panorama in Australia. For more information on other upcoming GSRC broadcasts, go to GlobalSimRacingChannel.com. And now that the housekeeping is out of the way, it's time for all of us to go have fun storming the castle. So until next time, race hard, race clean, and we'll see you on the track.